Hi everyone, welcome to Tech with Obi. This is Ojasvi Bharadwaj and welcome to this new playlist of object oriented programming. This whole playlist is really important if you are giving interviews or you are trying to understand OOPS concepts. Why this is important? Because interviewer is always interested in knowing OOPS concept from you. He might ask you directly what is difference between inheritance and abstraction. He can ask you what is public, private, and protected and whatnot. Or if he or she won't ask you directly, they can try to understand how you are implementing the concepts of OOPS directly in your coding. They might, if you're giving your LLD round or HLD round and they gave you some example, they gave you some question like design Swiggy, Zomato, Ola, Uber, and whatnot. In that, he will definitely, but he will definitely judge you that if you are using concepts of OOPS, abstraction, inheritance, you are reusing code or not, you are trying to secure your data from uh, getting mutated by some other functions or not, and you are applying all those polymorphism, you are using reusing the code or not. He will definitely judge you on these parameters. So yes, OOPS is really important in your career because in interviews and even in if you are landed in some companies, these concepts will be used forever. So yeah, let's start with what is object oriented programming. But before that, keep a question in your mind: is object oriented programming a language or not? Some of you might know, some of you might not. So keep this question in your mind, and with this question, let's try to understand what is programming paradigm. So let's start. So let's try to understand what is programming paradigm and OOPS. So programming paradigm is just a way or style of your writing your code. You can write your code in any language, be it C, C++, C Sharp, Java, Python, and whatnot. Programming paradigm is just another way of writing your code. And object oriented programming is one of the programming paradigm. इसका मतलब object oriented programming, shortly I'll call it OOPS, is not a language, but it is a way how you are writing your code. Okay, now you understood it is a way of writing your code. So if it is a way, there must be other ways as well of writing your code. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आपको कोड लिखने का सिर्फ एक तरीका है which is oops. No, there are other paradigms as well. Some of the common paradigms are procedural, जहाँ पे you program as a list of steps and functions. There is object oriented programming that we will discuss deeply in other lecture series. Then there is functional, जहाँ पे you are using some functions and immutability to program your code. And there is something called logic paradigm, jahan pe based on some rules or facts you try to solve a puzzle or you write some code. So there are other as well. These are some of the common paradigms. ठीक है, you understood? Oops is one of the paradigm. ठीक है. If it is a paradigm, it is way of writing your code. Can you write your code in oops in all the language? मतलब क्या सारे languages support करते हैं oops को और not? So here are some of the things कि not every programming language support oops fully. इसका मतलब कुछ में you can implement object oriented programming, some में you cannot write your code in oops way. ठीक है. So some oops first languages are Java, C Sharp, C++, and some multi paradigm with oops support. इसका मतलब कि कुछ languages हैं जहाँ पे oops force नहीं करते हैं. There are other paradigms as well जहाँ जिस तरीके से आप कोड को लिख सकते हैं. For example, Python, JavaScript. Even in JavaScript, it is not class based object oriented programming, but prototype based. You will understand it later. Then there are languages with little or no object oriented programming support. These are C language or assembly language. C language में हम लोग struct वगैरह का use करके somehow we try to revolve around object, but that is not object oriented programming. So yeah, this is about object programming paradigm, and oops is one of the branch of your programming paradigm. Let's try to understand what is object oriented programming. Imagine you are building an e-commerce website or e-commerce application. On your day one, you only provided login के बाद you are just listing all the products that you have in your एप्लीकेशन, जैसे अमेजोन और फ्लिपकार्ट को आप ले लीजिए। आपने लॉगिन किया, आपको सिर्फ आइटम्स दिखेंगे वहाँ पे, ठीक है। जैसे जैसे आपने अपना कोडिंग और बढ़ाया, on day 30th, on in next 2 months, you have implemented a lot in your coding. Your team has implemented a lot, जिसमें आपने नोटिफिकेशन भी डाल दिया, आपने पेमेंट स्ट्रैटेजीज भी डाल दी, you have implemented orders, you are giving the coupons and whatnot. There are many more functionality that your code, your application is doing, apart from only login and only showing the listing of your products. आपने दो पोर्टल भी बना लिया, वन फॉर एडमिन जहाँ पे वो पोस्ट करेगा अपने जो भी उनके पास प्रोडक्ट्स है, एंड अनदर फॉर यूजर लाइक अस जहाँ पे हम लोग जाके शॉपिंग करते हैं उस ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट पे, ठीक है। तो यू हैव क्रिएटेड a very bulky code base. Now your code base is very huge. It is high chance that the functions and logic is scattered over here and there. Your one fix might break another two features that you already have implemented. Let's say if someone is onboarding to your team, he or she might feel very difficult to onboard. He or she will think that how this code is written, they won't be able to understand it very clearly as your code is scattered. Your logics are copied here and there at many places, making your code base more bulkier than before. So this is what object oriented programming is exactly giving us solution for all these things. We can bind our data together, data and behavior, in such a way that we can reuse our code again and again. Every classes have their clear responsibility, what they have to perform and what not they have to perform, who can perform operations on that classes, that is also defined. So object oriented programming is basically dealing your whole code in terms of object. Now what is object, we will try to understand very detail later, but in a quick you can understand object is some real world entity. It is not always possible that you have to see that physically, but yes, definitely dog, car, cat, everything is object. But your payment, I mean, if you are in your application, this e-com, for example, in this e-commerce website, your order is also, your cart is also, these are classes, but your order type can be object from it. So yes, these are the object oriented programming. Your whole coding is dealing and revolving around objects and classes. What is classes? Classes is just a blueprint of your object. I mean, अगर आपका कोई object है तो किसी type का object होगा, जिस type का object है वो we are calling that classes. आपने dog बोल दिया, dog is a class. dog के कितने कितने बच्चे बना लिया, जैसे dog है आपका, dog का whatever pets you have, those are objects. आपने उससे objects बनाए हैं, dog A, dog B, dog C, those are objects. And dog is a class is a blueprint and object. So इन सारों का use करके we are trying to make our code reusable, easier to maintain, easier to read, so that others can also onboard very easily. This is brief introduction about object-oriented programming. We will try to understand and learn more and lot about it in the later videos. If you like my videos, please do subscribe to my channel and like the video as well. And all the very best for your interview preparation. Thank you.